And now, suspense.
I did a video like a while ago about like because people kept asking me like, "Oh, are you watching this or this?" And I was like, So I just kind of made like I did like a live stream and then I just took that clip and then I just put that video out. But I had talked about like my reasons of not wanting to watch any like I refuse to watch any kind of like MCU shows because one the main reason was because I don't like superhero shows. I've been so spoiled with newer films and like I see the visual effects. I'm like, this looks amazing. And then I watch a TV show and I know the effects aren't as good because it's a low budget. So, but it just bugs me watching because I'm just like, this looks so bad. But I'll mostly go for the writing, and being as how I not a fan of the MCU movies writing, I'm like, they're definitely not paying these writers as much as they're paying the ones for the movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I'm good. And like with WandaVision, I just didn't have interest in it. Like I don't want to see. I hate romances in comic book movies. Hate them. I can't stand them. I hate every single romance or any kind of like love thing with every character in every single comic book movie in existence. Hate it. So even if I love the movie, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. I hate Rachel and Bruce Wayne. Hate it. I don't like it. I'm not there. It's because I'm not there for romance. I'm there for comic book characters and action and stuff. I don't give a shit about your love life, dude. Unless the movie set, unless the main plot is like the love life of a superhero, fine, that's fine. But like, I didn't go into the Dark Knight or Watchmen or whatever and to see a love story. I'm like, I don't care. But see, like with WandaVision, it's like her and Vision. I don't care. One, they don't have any chemistry. Like in my opinion, they don't have chemistry at all. The characters don't, and the actors don't. Like Paul Bettany and Elizabeth, they don't have chemistry in my opinion. And then with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I've made it very much known that I hate Anthony Mackie as an actor, as a person.
Damn,
I
really?
hate Falcon as a character. Yeah, like it sounds really bad. I probably shouldn't say this because like I like interview actors and stuff like that. And if he ever wanted to interview Anthony Mackie, if you want to interview, hit me up. But I just can't stand that dude. I don't know what it is about him. Like I just can't stand that guy. When he gives the shield to what is his damn name in the movie? When he gives Anthony Mackie the shield. Yeah, I was so heated, bro. I was heated. I was like, I cannot fucking believe they did this. Like, I can't. And so when they're like, oh, it's a TV show where he's Captain America, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. That's a pass for me.
Like, why would I watch that?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care about this guy, character, nothing. I'm good. Loki had some like promise for me. Like I like the whole like I don't know the premise of it interested me, but at the same time I was like whatever
the multiverse
like,
stuff and then jumping around. It's kind of fun.
It started that whole thing and now it's pretty much just variants and multiverses. Now it's like I guess we gotta thank Loki for that. I'm like, all right, well thanks. Now everything seems exactly the same. They had multiple variants of Loki in the Loki show. Spider-Man, No Way Home, Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness, and I'm just like, I feel like they're just recycling the same old thing over and over now. So I'm like, whatever, and they're just handing off these beloved characters that we like onto different people, and I'm like, why not just make original characters? Now we're just passing the torch off to different people, which is fine, but like for me, I'm just like, that's boring to me. That feels very unoriginal.
Yeah, with I remember we talked about Anthony Mackie. I know when they announced it, when that scene happened, I remember people were arguing. It's like, oh, he should give it to Bucky, or because they're closer friends. I'm kind of like, maybe they should give it to neither one of them because it's fucking stupid. It's kind of lazy, I think. It's like I get why, because Captain America it's a more prestigious name, I guess. So I get why they want to keep the Captain America name. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier just doesn't sound as cool, I guess, or not as not big as big of characters. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, now you're just like, you have Steve Rogers and he was good as Captain America. Now I don't want to see another Captain America. Like I would be okay with this, you exploring Sam and Bucky by themselves. I'm okay with that.
And I get it. That's what they are in the comics. But it's like that doesn't mean it's good. I mean, I hated freaking Sam as Captain America in the comics too. Like I just hated that too. Like it wasn't ever to me. It was never good. No one ever said, "Oh yeah, man, you read that new Falcon Captain America comic?" No, nobody said that. No one says that. So like, yeah, but
I remember when Miles Morales first came out. Up until the same thing where it's like up until the movie, no one liked Miles Morales that much. No one actually cared.
Everyone out there listening, if anybody tells you that they were a Miles Morales fan before the movie came out, that is such bullshit. No one liked Miles Morales, bro. Nobody. Nobody.
In the movie and even in the Spider-Man game, he's actually completely different than how he is in the fucking comic. It's so funny. I remember when the Spider-Man they had the multiverse movie, the Spider-Verse movie, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I actually picked up the Spider-Verse comic, at least one of the issues that was based off of. Not that good, actually. It's like, and Miles Morales is as a character, they made him so like you said, like, oh, he's Peter Parker now, so he shares a lot of the same story beats and plot elements as like something you've already seen before. It's like it makes you go like, I've already seen this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, now he can turn invisible. Cool. He has a different suit. Cool. Okay, that's why like the Spider-Verse movie actually did a better job at making a pretty good character who just so happens to be another version of Spider-Man without having to mess everything up. Then also is this Peter Parker is still like, when you think about it, the way we're talking about him right now, we don't call him Spider-Man. We say Miles Morales. Everyone refers to him as, oh yeah, I love Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's like no one actually calls him Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They like the idea of him. They like what they did with him in the video game and in the movie. But it's like when it comes to actually like when his initial inception, how they handle him in the comics, he just wasn't good.
Yeah. And then Moon Knight, I think, was one that I had interest in watching, but I never got to it. And then I watched
so much there either. Sadly,
I watched your video. You've ruined all the MCU shows for me. Thanks. Because like,
fair enough.
Because you made that video and you're like, oh, it's just all right. It's kind of mid, and I was just like, well, I mean, like I said, knowing that me and you have pretty much the same taste and stuff, I was like, I probably won't like it anyway. Then.
Yeah, you really won't. Like, it's so weird with the MCU. Yeah, like that one, it had promise, and I remember they were hyping it up a little bit because I think it was like their second or first TVMA or TV14 MCU show. They hinted at a lot of violence, but then once you get into it, it quickly loses steam. That's the issue with a lot of MCU shows. They lose steam so fast. Like after the initial cool concept, the first decent couple cliffhangers, before you realize it, you're like 5 episodes in, you're kind of like, damn, there ain't much actually happening besides these decent little cliffhangers at the end of every episode that lead to a very lackluster conclusion, That's the issue with a lot of these shows. They just kind of lead you on with an interesting concept, decent plot hooks, but then as it goes on, it becomes a drag, and then eventually has like a very lackluster conclusion. You're kind of like, I just wasted like 6 hours watching the show for no reason.
Do you think it's because they're like pretty much just precursors to the movies that they want to throw them in?
Yeah, that's more so what it probably is, where they're kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they either have like interesting concepts that they stretch too thin, and then or maybe they want to build towards something else. I think if you've been watching any of the MCU shows, but they're working on like a spy thing right now where you have the dude who played John Walker. I think his name is John Walker, who played Captain America for a little bit in the Falcon show. His name John Walker or something? Yeah. So
derpy Captain
he
America?
Was yeah. So he was approached by some lady who wants to like recruit him in some secret, like another subsection of the secret government or something that's not SHIELD but something else. And same thing happened with Black Widow's sister. She got recruited too. So I think kind of those little.
What is that called?
I don't remember. Like I don't remember like what the organization is called.
That's not part of
Oh no, it's not part of SHIELD now.
No, that show that they're putting out with Sam Jackson. What is that one? Secret Invasion or something like that?
Secret Invasion. Yeah.
Is that?
I think that's what they're supposed to tie into. So that's what it feels like they made the show for. Is like, okay, you got him and her and him, and now they're gonna eventually work with Nick Fury at some point, possibly in his show.
It's like, here, take all these like B characters and put them in the show.
Go nuts. Right? Exactly. It's just like, all right, sure.
It's like, can we get like this guy? Nah. You can get this guy. Like, all right. Like, all right, can we get some?
Like, can we get Doctor Strange? He's busy,
Nah, we're good. Benedict Cumberbatch's too expensive. Nah, we're good.
I talked to a friend of mine about this. He said that he had a good theory to why they're pushing all these B characters. I know a lot of people online like to say that it's great how Marvel takes B or C characters and puts a spotlight on them.
Mhm.
But my friend and I basically came to agreement that they already used some of their biggest characters the most they could possibly use them. So that's why they're focusing on the B and C characters, because you can't bring Iron Man back because he's dead. But then Captain America, Steve Rogers, he's gone. So it's like, and you got Thor, and they kind of fucked him up in his movie. So it's like that's why they're focusing so heavily on B and C characters. And you can't use Spider-Man, so it's like, because that's owned by Sony. So I think they're kind of like, since they acquired Fox now, I think they're kind of like buying their time until they can introduce X-Men and Fantastic Four, because
that's really
they're way
all they
more
got
popular.
left.
Yeah,
That's all they got
because
left.
they used all the big guys they had earlier. So it's like, I think that's why they're focused so much on B and C characters, because like they're introducing all they can until they can actually focus on the ones people actually want.
Mm-hmm. Appetizers, I guess.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, that was a smart move on Sony, man. Just like fucking holding Spider-Man, like that was like the smartest thing Sony ever did. Because as soon as they gave up Spider-Man, they're done. Like no one's gonna watch Sony.
Oh yeah, like let's be real. Like Civil War was gonna do well anyway. With Spider-Man in it, it did way better than anyone expected.
Mm-hmm.
Like I people just love Spider-Man. Let's just be real. Like even like the Andrew Garfield movies that a lot of people at the time didn't like, they did incredibly well. It's like people are gonna watch it just because it's Spider-Man.